In this video, we are going to discuss about alcohol protecting groups. Now, before going to the alcohol protecting groups, let us discuss some fundamental topics in connection with the alcohols. Alcohols are the molecules or compounds which contain OH hydroxy group as their functional group. We can generally represent alcohols as ROH. All the molecules which contain OH group as their functional group generally referred as alcohols, and in this case in ROH, R group may be any alkyl, alkenyl, alkynyl, aryl, heteryl, aralkyl, etc. Now, coming to the general reactivity of alcohols, we can see alcohols they react with bases. Since they are weak acids, they can donate proton. Base can abstract this proton, and that results in the formation of alkoxide ion with the liberation of a base, protonated base. Here we can compare the acidity of alcohols based on the stability of alkoxide ion. If the alkoxide ion is more stable, then the corresponding acid will be more acidic, or the corresponding alcohol will be more acidic. Next, this in presence of strong acids like H2SO4, protonation on this oxygen may result in the formation of elimination of water and leads to formation of alkenes followed by dehydration. For example, in this case, if we have elimination of water molecule by protonation with acid, that results in alkene formation with the liberation of water molecule. Next, alcohols in presence of hydrogen halides, they will undergo substitution type of reaction and results in the formation of alkyl halides, where this reaction is also facilitated by the protonation followed by nucleophilic attack on the R group. Then this results in the formation of alkyl halides along with dehydration. Alcohols on the other hand reacts with tertiary alkyl halides generally, and they, in this case, alcohols acts like a nucleophile and it results in the formation of nucleophilic substituted products, which we call in this case as ether, with the liberation of hydrogen halide. Alcohols may react with the carboxylic acids in presence of acid or Lewis base catalyst, and that results in formation of ester, which is called as esterification type of reactions. Alcohols may also react with acid halides, form esters. We can see in this case we have oxygen in esters, ethers, and esters and ethers are comparatively less reactive when compared with alcohols. So, this property is exploited when we are discussing alcohols protecting groups. Now, coming to the alcohols protecting groups. Alcohols can be protected in three forms generally. The first one is ester protection, where you can see RO C double bond O. Here this is Pg means protecting group. Now we have protected alcohol in the form of an ester. This is what we call ester protection, RO C double bond O. Here in this case C double bond O R, okay, which is called as a ester protection. Next, this is just like ROR type, where this is a ether. Now, second type of protection strategy is ether protection, RO. Here in this case, this is a protecting group in this case, okay, RO. This is coming from the protection strategy, okay. So, due to that, I am representing this as PG protecting group, ROR type, okay. This is an ether type protection. Next, coming to the similar type of ether type protection, but in this case, we have silicon derived ether. We can call them as silyl ether protection, ROSI. S in this case, it is silicon. It is a tetravalent, 4 bonds in this case. Okay. These are the substituents. Okay. Now, ROSI bonded, oxygen bonded with silicon, oxygen bonded with any organo group. So, we call this one as silyl ether. So, third type of protection is silyl ether protection. Now, coming in detailed discussion. When coming in detailed discussion in connection with ester protection, the first type of protection strategy. In this ester protection, let us discuss first one, acetoxy protection. Acetoxy protection. You can see C double bond O R. This is a ester protection. Here CH3 C double bond O, acetoxy protection. Now, alcohols, they may react with acetic anhydride or acetyl chloride, and in presence of base like pyridine, I have already discussed how esters are formed in this case. Alcohols may react with the acid halides, they also may react with acetic anhydrides also, and the results in the formation of esters. Okay. Alcohols reacts with acetic anhydride and acetyl chloride, acid halide in presence of pyridine, and DMAP. DMAP is 4-dimethyl aminopyridine. These are the basic solvents which are helpful for deprotonation or dehydrohallucination, which will increase the rate of reactivity. Thereby, alcohols can be converted into esters in presence of acetic anhydride and acetyl chloride. Later on, whatever the esters which are formed in this case, they can or we can convert back our alcohols by using base like potassium carbonate in presence of methanol. This is a hydrolysis, basic hydrolysis type of reaction or hydrolysis in presence of a base. Next, coming to pivolyl protection. This is, in this case, we are taking pivolyl chloride. This is an acid halide. Pivolyl chloride is, the structure is this is pivolyl chloride structure. This is 1, 2. At the second position, you can see 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2 trimethyl acetyl chloride, or else we can also write it as 2, 2 dimethyl propanyl chloride. Okay. This is called as pivolyl chloride, generally abbreviated as PVCl. This in presence of base, again pyridine, it will undergo again dehydrohallucination and results in the formation of esters. This is what we call pivolyl protection. This can also be undergone during deprotection in presence of aqueous methylamine at around 20 degrees Celsius. It is also hydrolysis type of reaction, ester hydrolysis, where we can retain our alcohols again. Coming to next type of protection strategy for alcohols. Alcohols can also be protected in the form of an ether. We already discussed how ethers are formed from alcohols. Now coming to the first type of ether protection strategy for alcohols, that is methyl ether protection. Alcohols, They react with methyl iodide or dimethyl sulfate. These are the methylating reagents in presence of base like sodium hydride, results in the formation of ethers, methyl ethers. These can react with trimethyl silyl iodide or boron tribromide, and that will deprotected this methyl ethers into our required alcohols, followed by hydrolysis. Next, methoxy-methyl ether protection, generally termed as MOM protection. Methoxy, oxy, M and O and M, methoxy-methyl ether protection, MOM protection. Now, why we are studying MOM protection? Although we have methyl ether protection previously, why we need to discuss MOM protection in this case? Methyl ether protection, it is very difficult to remove for simple aliphatic alcohols. This methyl ether protection can be applied for phenols, but it is very difficult for deprotection of aliphatic alcohols. That is why we are moving on to methoxy-methyl ether protection. Here in this case, alcohols, they react with, you can see here, methoxy-methyl chloride, CH3O, CH2Cl, methoxy-methyl chloride. This again in presence of sodium hydride base, they will undergo dehydrohallucination. That results in the formation of this CH2O and CH3. You can see methoxy-methyl ether. This is stable to base and mild acids, and if you want to deprotect this one, we need to use 6 molar HCl, concentrated HCl, in presence of aqueous tetrahydrofuran at around 50 degrees Celsius. We can retain back our alcohols, which we called as a deprotection. Next, third type of ether protection, that is tetrahydropyranyl protection, where alcohols reacts with dihydropyran in presence of TSOH, toluene sulfonic acid, paratoluene sulfonic acid. Here toluene sulfonic acid acts like an acid catalyst, and protonation of this dihydropyran speeds up the reaction, thereby it results in formation of this protection, which we called as a tetrahydropyranyl protection. Here in this case, why we are getting this one? Here in this case, you can see the lone pair of electrons will be pushed over here, and this will undergo protonation, H plus. Here we are using from toluene sulfonic acid, this proton will be coming, protonation. Next, this you can see here oxygen gets positive charge. We already know oxygen being electronegative, it cannot digest positive charge. Now this alcohol acts like a nucleophile and attacks onto this carbon, shifting pair of electrons onto the oxygen. That leads to formation of this one, followed by deprotonation from this alcoholic oxygen. This is what we call tetrahydropyranyl. This is dihydropyran, now this is tetrahydropyran, which we call it as a tetrahydropyranyl protection. Protection can be achieved either in presence of paratoluene sulfonic acid or pyridinium paratoluene sulfonate. Now this can be deprotected by using acetic acid. It is a strong acid source, and we can retain back our alcohols. Now here this is a acidic hydrolysis type of reactions, where ethers can be undergoing hydrolytic cleavage to get alcohols. Now this tetrahydropyranyl protection is very stable to base, and this is an acid label. That is why in presence of an acid we are going to deprotect this one. We are getting back our alcohols in this case. That's why we call this tetrahydropyranol as a acid labile protection. Now coming to third type of ether protection in this case, fourth type of ether protection in this case, benzyl ether protection. In this case, we can see alcohols are protected in the form of benzyl ether. This is benzyl, phenyl and CH2, this is benzyl, generally abbreviated as BN protection. Alcohols in presence of a sodium hydride base reacts with benzyl bromide, it is just like a halide, organohalide, and they will undergo substitution type of reaction, and they will undergo O alkylation type of reaction that leads to the formation of benzyl ether. This benzyl ether can also be achieved in presence of benzyl chloride and aqueous potassium hydroxide. And in this case, this is very important. Many times these questions was asked in the CSIR examination. Coming to the deep protection strategy of benzyl ethers. Here in this case, H2 palladium carbon is the more versatile reagent, heterogeneous catalytic reagent used for reduction in this case. This is heterogeneous catalytic reduction, which we call it as hydrogenolysis. The hydrogen from H2, it is added over oxygen and carbon. Subsequently, the carbon oxygen bond is also cleaved. That results in formation of alcohols and toluene. Generally, this type of questions were asked in CSIR examination. Many times this question was repeated, H2 palladium carbon. Which bond is undergoing hydrogenolytic cleavage? Whether this RO bond or benzyl carbon oxygen bond is undergoing cleavage. That is very important. During hydrogenolysis, because this metal palladium having affinity with the pi donor ligand like benzene, it is very closer to this bond, due to which this carbon oxygen bond is undergoing hydrogenolysis, due to which alcohols and this toluene is formed as products. And this can also be achieved in presence of H2 platinum dioxide. Now coming to next type of protection strategy. Para-methoxy benzyl ether. This is same as that one of previous. The halide, organohalide we are taking is para-methoxy benzyl halide instead of benzyl halide previously. Sodium hydride base, para-methoxy benzyl halide in presence of DMF, dimethyl formamide, at around 20 degrees Celsius we get this ether protection, and this can undergo hydrogenolysis in presence of H2 palladium carbon. This is heterogeneous catalytic reduction. We can retain our back alcohols. Next, coming to trityl or triphenyl methane protection. Here in this case, I already told you, alcohols acts like nucleophiles with tertiary alkyl halides. Alcohol, here in this case this is an alcoholic part, and triphenyl methyl chloride, which we call it as a trityl chloride, triphenyl methyl chloride, trityl chloride in presence of DMAD and DMF at around 20 degrees Celsius, 25 degrees Celsius. That results in the formation of this trityl protected molecule, trityl ether, triphenyl methyl ether. This can be deprotected. The most famous is hydrogenolysis, heterogeneous catalytic reduction, or it can be treated with some strong acids, and that results in the formation of our required alcohol again. This is selective for primary alcohol protection, since whatever the group, whatever the reagent we are using in this case is a tertiary alkyl halide. So, primary alcohols being less sterically crowded, we can use this type of strategy for protecting primary alcohols, and which is stable to base and it can be removed with mild acids. Type of protection strategy for alcohols, that is silyl ether protection, that is alcohols are in a form of silyl ethers. Here in this case, silicon attached with oxygen of ether, since due to which we are calling it as silyl ether. Now, how to bring this silyl ether protection for alcohols? Alcohols, in the first type of protection strategy, TMS ether protection, trimethyl silyl ether protection. Alcohols react with the trimethyl silyl chloride in presence of base, and in this case base serves as a dehydrohalogenating reagent, removal of hydrogen and chlorine, that results in the formation of trimethyl silyl ether. Here silicon have high affinity with electronegative atoms, due to which here in this case silicon oxygen bonds are formed in this case ROSI. Okay. This is trimethyl silyl ether protection. And here in this case, if you want to deprotect this one, the strategy we are using is we need to break this silicon oxygen bond. That means we have to use some other more electronegative atom when compared with oxygen. Here in this case, we are using fluoride donors from tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride. This fluoride ion being more electronegative than oxygen, fluoride can attack onto the silicon. This can be accommodated onto the empty d orbital present on the silicon. Then this bond gets weakened. This is the mechanism behind the cleavage of oxygen silicon bond, whereby we can get alkoxide and that we can get around again alcohols. This is acid and water labile. We are using here in this case tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride. Okay. This is acid and water labile. We can easily cleave if you are using acidic hydrolysis, or else we can make a strong acid source, in this case tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride. This is useful for transient protection. Now coming to the second type of silyl ether protection, that is triisopropyl silyl ether protection, TIPS ether. Instead of trimethyl in this case, we are taking triisopropyl. This is isopropyl, 3 molecules of isopropyl is attached onto the silicon, and triisopropyl silyl chloride we are using. That in presence of base like imidazole, DMAP, TEA, we get triisopropyl silyl ether. And here in this case we can deprotect that one in presence of an acid, 0.01 normal HCl or tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride. That results again our required alcohols. Next, coming to third type of silyl ether protection, tertiary butyl dimethyl silyl ether protection. This is also called as TBDMS, tertiary butyl dimethyl silyl ether protection. We have one tertiary butyl group, tertiary butyl dimethyl silyl chloride we are using. So that is tertiary butyl dimethyl silyl chloride. It is a silyl halide in presence of base like imidazole. That again gives us the required silyl ether protection, tertiary butyl dimethyl silyl ether type protection, which can be deprotected as it is like with the tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride treatment in presence of THF solvent. Next, coming to 2-trimethyl silyl ethoxymethyl, same protection in this case. This is 2-trimethyl silyl. This is 1, 2. 2-trimethyl silyl ethoxy. This is ethoxy. This is methyl ether protection. So, what is the reagent we are taking in this case? Sorry, reactant we are taking in this case. This is 1, 2. This is trimethyl silyl, 2-trimethyl silyl ethoxy methyl chloride. Alcohol reacts with this halide in presence of DIPEA. DIPEA means diisopropyl ethylamine and dichloromethane solvent. At around 35 to 40 degrees Celsius we get this ether. This can also be deprotected by using tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride, a fluorinating reagent, or trifluoroacetic acid, strong acid, where we can retain back our alcohols from this silyl ether. Thank you.